BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool. That's a decent amount of sausage. This man needs a doctor! Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets. Don't you point that at each other. Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the. We're not gonna lead with
So I was I was looking into buying a new car recently, and so I did some research on I wanted to bang for my buck. It's
Okay.
I want to get the most car for the least amount of money.
Okay.
So what I ended up settling on was a Honda Fit.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's got a really good storage. It feels really premium. It's got the infotainment system.
Yes.
And all this crazy all these safety features. It's got cameras when you make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn. It's got the road sensing. It'll keep you in the lane. It's actually kind of like autopilot. If you're on the highway, you can take your hands off and it'll steer for you.
That's crazy.
And,
That's crazy. Wow. What year is it?
2018. It was a brand new one.
So was that added this year to the Fit?
Yeah, I think so. It was either this year or last year or something like that.
Okay.
So what ended up happening is I bought the car. I traded in my Forester, my Subaru Forester for it. And I bought it brand new. And I was loving it. I had it for about a week. And one of my friends said, "Hey, do you want to go to Saratoga and drink tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll come, but I'm gonna drive home, so I'll be like a DD."
Yeah.
So I had 2 beers that whole night. Hannah and I drove all the way back to Albany from Saratoga, and we're turning onto our street. And I was making a left-hand turn onto my street about 100 feet away from my house, and this guy comes going probably 50 miles an hour right past my car, sideswipes me, bounces off, hits a parked car, and then goes off the road.
Jesus Christ. So you were okay, right?
Yeah, we were okay.
Oh my God.
So, we had just started the turn. So, honestly, had we been more engaged in the turn, I probably would have gotten T-boned, and I probably wouldn't be here sitting, having this conversation.
Oh my God, dude.
So, so the first thing I did was, I kind of realized that me and my girlfriend were okay. Airbags. Yeah. What happened is when he hit my car, he actually sliced the airbag wire harness. So he actually disabled my airbag.
Didn't deploy at all.
They didn't deploy. So they probably should have, but they didn't because he spliced the cable that deploys them.
What are the odds that would actually happen? Somehow that harness gets fractured from the frame, detaching and ripping. That's crazy, man.
So
Jesus.
So this guy, he hit my car, hit a parked car, totaled that car, just destroyed it, then went off the road. So once I realized that we were okay, I said, I gotta go talk to this guy. I gotta go see what's going on. This guy's got to be drunk. Yeah. So I went up to his car, and he, seemed a little weird. There's something going on.
Yeah.
His dog gets out of the car, and they're just kind of walking around. And I was like, "Have you been drinking tonight, man?" He was like, "No." I was like, "All right, because I'm gonna call the cops right now."
Yeah.
You weren't drinking, and he's like, "No." I was like, "All right, man, I'm gonna call the cops." So I called the cops. They're literally, the police station is quarter of a mile up the road, so they just came a minute later.
Yeah.
And I told them what was going on. They asked me if I was drinking. I said no, and they were like, "Yeah, he's probably drunk." And so they walked up to him, gave him the field sobriety test right in front of my car, and he failed with flying colors. The 1 foot in front of the other, with the eyes,
God.
all that stuff. With the flashlight and stuff, failed with flying colors. So he actually got charged with a DWI.
It just fucked up your whole day, and luckily didn't do anything further and injure you guys. Jesus.
So because my car was only 1 week old,
how does that work? It's a brand new fucking car.
Brand new. It was it didn't even have 500 miles.
Did you lose money on it?
Oh, absolutely, thousands. So what happened is, so basically, I didn't know this. I thought when your car was totaled, it was 51% of the car's value. They changed this recently to 75%. So if it was a new car, I'd have to make a $15,000 threshold in order for them to total out my car, which is insane. So
they wanted you to repair this thing.
They wanted me to repair it. So I brought it to my dealership. They looked at it and they came back and they said, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So what my insurance company did is they sent out a person to go get the value of the car. They said, yeah, it's gonna cost about $2,000 to fix. My car was destroyed. I was like, $2,000? That's insane.
Yeah.
So then I had my dealership look at it. They're like, yeah, we're at like $13,000 and counting. Like, they're way off. So basically, long story short, 1 month later, I got my brand new car back. Except it's been devalued like $3,500.
Oh my god! So wait, they did repair it back to like normal?
Yeah, they repaired it back to the best condition that they could. But now when you go to sell your car, it's on the Carfax.
Yeah, it's obviously
it was a major accident.
Yeah, right. I mean, does it even give it like the value of like the repair?
Yeah, the value ended up being about almost $14,000.
You see that on the Carfax, you're like, what the fuck happened to this car that required $14,000 in repairs?
So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, at the end of the day, we survived. We were okay. It could have gone a lot worse. If I was 1 second later in that turn, I probably would have died. So it's, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of bittersweet. But you ever have something new and you love it? It's like this thing that you spent all this money on, and then you kind of ruin it, and maybe you fix it, but forever in the back of your head, it's like, this thing is.
How funny we should step into this kind of conversation as we've been here talking probably, like 2 or 3 hours now.
Yeah.
And it's all because I've been like stressing over this whole deal of my brand new iMac has shit the bed basically. And it literally happened an hour before Tim shows up.
Yeah.
And so I guess I got to go bring it to the technicians and see what's up. But yeah, it's one of like my favorite fucking possessions.
Well, now you have like a nice mirror.
Yeah, it is like kind of a nice mirror.
It's a paperweight
it's
mirror.
Hard. It's like, you really got to get close to it to see yourself, though. It's like kind of weird, but I guess it's a really expensive mirror. But
so all you got to do is just take 2 days off of whatever you're doing and go to the Apple store, because that's how long it's going to take.
2 days, yeah. I might as well bring a 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, let's step into the show. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, this is Matt, but there's a change in the show lineup here. Jesse's away on vacation, so I had to call into the heavy guns, and I got a special guest tonight. Oh shit! If you were on the live stream, you'd be seeing the gun show I'm seeing right now.
You get a free ticket, ladies and gents.
Jesus Christ! Who the hell is this man?
I am Jesse Lander's old college roommate, Tim Szablewski.
Yes, and you might know Tim. He has appeared on the show before. Tim, the Tetris, and the Slackers, I believe, where we talked about how he is the pretty much the unofficial only man to have every Tetris title. Like he's got all the cartridges, like all kinds of regions, all kinds of crazy shit, and he spent a lot of time dedicated to getting this collection. And definitely check that episode out if you haven't seen that before. But Tim's joining me to take over the role of Jesse,
the birthday boy.
Yeah, the birthday boy. And if you haven't said happy birthday to him, we put up a post. Make sure you say happy belated birthday to Jesse Landers.
HBD.
Hell yeah. Now, we're going to do things a little different here. It's going to be kind of like a mix of normal show segment set out. But we're going to do the news to start out. Let you people know what's going on that's crazy in the fucking world. And then we're going to move into some music suggestions that we have. Me and Tim have some bands we're going to let you guys check out. I think you'll like them. And then we're going to see what Tim's been watching. He's been watching a few things that I'm interested in that I haven't checked out. So we'll see what that's about. Now, our first news story. Man, this is one of the craziest ones I've seen. Now, this is just being plain irresponsible, in my opinion. And what we have here is that the Air Force in North Dakota has apparently lost a shipment of grenade rounds. And they fell off the back of a Humvee when they were doing some kind of exercise. Now, out of all things they could lose, all equipment, they lost like an explosive ammunition. But luckily, it wasn't like a regular grenade. It was like a an ammunition, you're required to have the actual firearm to shoot.
Yeah.
Which was like an M60 or an MK19 machine gun grenade launcher. So this thing is like a rapid fire grenade cartridge. You know, but still, it's unaccounted for out there, and they're like looking for the shit right now. There's a $5,000 reward. I haven't seen an update about it, so apparently this is still out there. Now, my idea is somebody found it and they don't know what the fuck to do with it. You know,
I feel like this story is so ridiculous. I feel like it's something that would be in like Grand Theft Auto. It'd be like some backstory to some mission or something like that. Like
oh my god, right?
Like they lose it and then you got to go find it.
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe it is hidden out there. Like, I just don't know how it would fall off of the Humvee that far from the road to where somebody wouldn't be like, oh, what the fuck is this, you know?
Maybe it's just sitting in the office somewhere. It's just like somebody was walking around taking pics, like, hey, check out this, like, you know, and then they, like, accidentally just set it down. It's, like, sitting behind a vending machine or something.
It's just unaccounted for.
Yeah.
They apparently searched, like, the whole base, like, this Humvee had come from and didn't find it. But, you know, like, maybe, who knows? Maybe it's, like, just hidden away in one of those random spots or mislabeled.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully somebody doesn't just randomly have a case of this grenade launcher ammunition chilling in the basement.
Yeah.
Old Phil there. That's not a good idea. You're smoking on one of those fat cigars one day and just fucking.
No, you're saying. I mean, what if there was like hunting? What if grenade hunting was a thing?
Oh my god, what? I mean, that would just be the thrill of killing. It would be like you're not recovering any meat, any hide, anything. Like I mean, if you aim for the legs, maybe you might recover the skull. Possibly.
I mean, you know, it's kind of like it's like putting it in a blender already. So if you want like a meat puree, it's like you just toss a grenade. I think that you can do that. I think there's certain parts of the world where you can actually like go
explosive aiming.
Well, you know how
maybe hog hunting.
You know how like safari hunting, like it's kind of controversial because you can just go out and it's basically like, oh my god, there's a rhino, and then you just So I think that there is places in the world where you can just like throw a grenade. That's like an animal.
Well, I'd imagine, like, yeah, there's got to be, like, there's a price for anything in this world. So I could definitely imagine somebody's, like, built this, like, 50-kilometer enclosed range place, and it's like, yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want here. You want a bazooka? Fucking, like, rhino herd? Like, yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know, man.
So, maybe there's some deceit in there, but for the next story, this guy is... definitely deceiving everybody over here in Dallas, Texas. So this story is about a con man, and it's not your typical con. This guy is this is kind of a really strange con. So he's a 25-year-old who was found posing as a 17-year-old on a high school basketball team, trying to relive the glory days. Some people can let go of the glory days. You know? It's not like the uncle from what is that movie? Uncle Rico from
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon
Dynamite, man. He's always thinking about that end zone. Yeah, they should put him in.
So this guy in Dallas. So he's and he really doesn't even look even remotely passable for a 17-year-old.
No, what is going on there? Like, that's what I'm like. This is some reverse weird mix of like Joanna Man going on, but like high school edition. Like, it's what? How do they believe this guy? Like, don't you need identification to get into high school?
So what he did, and it just seems like a huge lapse of judgment from his school. He went in and said that he was displaced and he was a refugee from Hurricane Harvey, and he said he lost everything, and I'm just trying to get back to an education. Which is kind of smart, but at the same time, like with a little bit of research, you could probably find out as an administration that this kid is 25 years old.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, did he use his real name? Do we know?
He did. So what ended up happening is his former high school coach saw him play, and he called up the coach. From the other high school that he was playing at, and said, "Hey, you have one of my ex students playing on your team right now," and so he got caught. He doesn't have a criminal record, but he is getting charged with a serious offense because it's basically forging public record.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, what if they go to state?
Just let the kid play basketball.
Oh, man.
Just let the kid
Determination,
play.
man. I mean, yeah, because how else is he going to get it? I mean, you could play in an adult league near the rec center or something,
Yeah.
but that's not the same. It's not the same as that, like,
He wants to
community.
school. I mean, how sick would it be if right now we went back to middle school
Oh my
and
God.
played dodgeball against
Jesus Christ.
our, middle school kids? It'd be sweet.
Wrecking kids, like demolish. There's just like grenade, like we were talking grenade hunting. You're talking that right now. You're letting me out there with a fucking bomb, and I'm just gonna pieces, limbs of little kids. This is getting very dark.
It's gonna be like
real
the
quick.
beginning of Saving Private Ryan, but in middle school dodgeball.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, true. I mean, it would be really crazy because I mean, imagine the skills he's developed 5 years after high school. You
Yeah.
know, or 7 years, really. I mean, 7 years. We're talking. He was 25, right?
Yeah, he's 25. He's been out for a while.
Dude, he's working on near a decade of experience. He's like college pro by now. Like if he had gone through the system.
So I mean, this kid was probably like Kobe. You know what I mean? This kid was LeBron James of high school basketball.
Schooling kids, crossing them over. Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. Jesus. Man, that's a brilliant idea at the same time as being dirty, you know? It's just one of those things. It's like, it is shitty, but I mean, I could see where it came from.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm not going to fault him for it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'd like to say this next story we're going to cover is going to be the same, but it's really not. Because what we've got here is a man in Connecticut has been held captive. All right? Now, how his captor decided to try to blackmail his family, or not blackmail, to extort his family to get some money was the most interesting way I think I've ever seen somebody really try to do it so far. We've got a captor that took a man, hogtied him, put him in a tub, and then had a 3-foot alligator in the photo, saying that if you do not give us the money we want, the $800 in ransom. $800? Where did they come up with this number? I don't know. But if you don't do that, your 21-year-old son is gonna, or your 21-year-old nephew, they tried to get his aunt for this money.
Yeah.
Is gonna be gator food.
There's a couple questions when you said that just now that kind of come up in my mind. One of which is, where do you get an alligator from?
Yeah, easy to answer. I feel like you take a short drive down to like, if you want to go real far, go to Florida. There's like gas stations. Like I remember a gas station. I was traveling to Florida, and I was amazed with this because I was like 12 years old. Mm-hmm. It's built on a little pond, and they raise gators, and then they bring them to like when they get too big, they bring them to the lake down the road, like which is like a major lake.
Yeah, that seems smart,
dude. But like, if I wanted to go get a gator, I could go snatch up a 3-foot gator right now. Drive to this gas station, just step over the 2-foot fence they got, and snatch up some gators. And this problem is easy to create. It's some gas, money, and time. But I mean,
I saw a video on YouTube once of a woman who had a pet alligator, and it was kind of docile. It was almost like a cat or something like that. And she would like walk it around to the store and stuff. And she was like, "Oh my god!" And everybody was kind of like, "Why are you doing that?" Dude, because it's not like you can. I mean, I guess she did, but you can't tame an alligator.
I think I want to say you're talking about Frank the Gator, and he was a motorcycle rider.
What?
I'm pretty sure we covered him on the story way back in the day. This is probably like at least 8 months ago. She was battling to keep him, and I'm pretty sure his name was Frank the Gator. And she dressed him up like a biker a lot, put a little jacket on him, put him on a bike one time. Yeah, gators, man.
Technology has gone too far.
Technology and gators, I'd say. But yeah, police traced the phone. They were able to figure out where this guy was, and saved the victim from the other question I was wondering if you were going to come up with this one is like, how much damage can a 3-foot gator really do? I mean, like it's like I feel like you could fight him off almost even hogtied.
Yeah, I mean, so an alligator, their chomping power is pretty decent. But their opening their mouth power sucks.
Nothing.
It's nothing. You could do it with 2 fingers probably.
Exactly.
With a 3-foot alligator.
Yeah.
So it's like literally you could probably take your sock off and just be like, "Here, buddy," and just like, and just get them over the,
I feel like you could strangle one. Like that's like the limit of sizing. But I feel like you could even just strangle a little 3-foot alligator. Like, no, you're not gonna chomp me, alligator.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as the next story goes, it's kind of along the same lines almost.
Okay.
So it's not a crime, and it wasn't, it's not really your typical, family pet, but after 2 years a family realizes that their dog is actually a bear.
Oh my God!
So
now,
there's
2 years.
2 years.
2 years, not 2 months. He said 2 years, people.
So in China, there was a family who they had a puppy, and they thought it was a mastiff. And to be honest, mastiffs are very bear-like. You know what they look like. They're
pretty
huge.
bear-like. Yeah, they're really tall, especially, and if they get a little chunk on them, dude, they're definitely wide.
Yeah, they're some wide boys.
Yeah,
and their noses are kind of squished in. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
they kinda got
like
that
a
look.
snout. Yeah.
So after 2 years, the bear dog actually started to walk on 2 legs. So they started to kind of question, like, hey, we either have like a really talented dog or we don't have a dog. And then they realized that, after its diet started to kind of increase and it became, over 250 pounds, this dog's got quite an appetite. And in fact, we do have a bear. We have a bear.
Oh my God. Oh, how big does it say? How big at 2 years it was? Like, because I could only imagine. Like, I thought a bear would be full grown within like a year and a half.
Yeah, so
maybe 2 years.
So that was what was a little bit weird about this. Right? I really have no idea, and I guess it was only 3 feet long.
3 feet long.
So
okay.
that's
okay.
not...
So it might be the species of bear.
Yeah.
itself.
So it was an endangered black bear. Yeah, and
in Asia.
Yeah, in Asia there was a certain type of black bear.
So it's probably not the type of black bear we have in America. It's probably a smaller variant.
So
but still.
Yeah. After they realized their mistake, they called local authorities, and actually, I guess it ends on a good note where it's the bear is being cared for at a local wildlife rescue, so it's not like it just got thrown out or killed or something.
Euthanized for like the sake of the just ease of dealing with this process.
But somebody pet that boy.
Oh my God, dude,
he's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Oh my God, what is the biting capacity of this fucking Asian bear? He's gonna decapitate Susan at the next barbecue or whatever.
Yeah. Come here, buddy. And he comes up to you.
Claws you to death.
No jumping, no mauling.
Did they notice when they were trying to trim his claws and like the little trimmer they bought for dogs doesn't fit nearly around these 5 foot or 5 inch Velociraptor claws?
I mean, Christopher Robin had Winnie the Pooh, so.
Yeah, well, I guess. Well, Winnie the Pooh was pretty fucking chill. I don't know if this black bear would be chill in another 2 years. He'd get pretty hungry one night, and then the family... the family suffers. Well, we got a lot of deceit going on in this episode, I've got to say. And, I can't help but feel for this, because, the next story involves online dating. And, I've definitely, I partook in online dating. It's actually how I met my girlfriend of today. And I really I enjoy her company. So it worked out for me. But, it doesn't work out for everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can meet somebody and, they can just turn out to be a complete nightmare. And that's exactly what we have for this man in Phoenix. And, he went on a one date with a lady. And, things didn't work out. He didn't want to see her again or whatnot. And unfortunately for him, the next 17 months of his life turned out to be a complete hell as she sent 65,000 text messages over the...
Are you kidding me?
65,000 from a complete stranger, basically.
I don't even think I've gotten 65,000 in my entire life.
How long is the average date from online dating? It's like a little bit, like maybe an hour he spent with her, maybe 2 hours, maybe, let's say worst case scenario, bad service and trying to make the best of the situation. 3 hours. Yeah,
sure.
But 65,000 text messages from one incident like this, and it got pretty crazy. It wasn't even just random things. It was like, don't ever try to leave me, I'll kill you. I don't want to be a murderer.
I mean, it's at that point. So 65,000. It makes you kind of wonder what was the content in that. You know what I mean? Was he just sending a single emoji after a single emoji?
How quick did it progress to this? It's crazy, man. And it's just you got to be careful out there. With the you never know who you're gonna run into. It's just over the board with the mental health. You know what she should do? Okay.
She should run a catfish scheme where she's just texting like a million people because she's so good at it. So she's probably really good at multitasking.
Like the benefit of the like need to like just keep going.
Yeah. So she's got like 20 phones just like lined up around her in a circle, and she's like catfishing like 100 different people. She's like Gary to this guy. She's like Barbara to this guy. She's like no. She's going through and she's catfishing everybody all at once.
The fuck out of like a whole town at once. Like make it even crazier.
Yes.
Like she's got the whole town and everybody's like all happy in that town, and then she could just like control the like happiness of the one population, dude. Like just like that, shut it down. Like all of the people disappear. Like I'm done with you. I don't even want to meet you now. Like dude.
Yeah, 65,000. I mean, that's a pretty good rate. So dude, she's got some skills when it comes to pay the bills.
Maybe she should go to like game shows, like where you can play like the like on whether it's like call in or like text or like even there's this one popular one. I can't even draw the name because I haven't played it in a while. But it's like a popular one. You tune in on an app. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And there's like a game show host and blah 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 blah. Welcome to blah blah blah. And you get eliminated each step. Like people get eliminated until the last person. They give away like $1,000 or something. Or
on the same line, I was thinking of like when you call into a radio station, like caller number 7. She could be like, and just be like, she's caller number 1 through 65,000. So she wins. Done. She wins the tickets to go see Smash Mouth.
You just you're winning shit all the time. Craziness, man. Craziness.
This next story is kind of almost along the lines of the other animal stories. I feel like there's a lot of animal stories in this.
We like animal stories here at American Slacker, so that's good.
So, a man in Ohio was forced to call police when a pig wouldn't stop following him.
Okay. Now, was he like? Do we know if he was scared, maybe, or like was he just like, I don't want this pig coming to my house and like lingering out on my porch all night?
So he called the Ohio police at 5:26 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and the police identified him as being totally sober.
Really?
But still being followed by a pig.
Okay.
For like an entire day. So this pig like wouldn't leave him alone.
And he called the police on him?
He called the police.
What a dick. I'm going to say that. Is that wrong of me to think he's a dick? I wouldn't have called the police. I would have called like maybe a rescue for pigs or like the closest thing, like a wildlife rehab. Like, I don't know.
I mean, pigs are like smarter than dogs.
Yeah, and people don't understand that. Like, people think pigs are just like this piece of shit that provide us with bacon. But like, no, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, so he was just trying to chill. He's just trying to chill with a bruh.
He's like, hey, man, I like you. Like, can you feed me? And like, I'll hang around. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah. You know? We're like, you want to pig out? You know? Let's like watch a movie, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Like, you want to watch
fuzz on him?
He's like, you want to watch Charlotte's Web?
Charlotte's Web.
He's like, bro, it's my favorite one.
And then maybe we could put on Babe after.
Yeah. And so he calls the cops. The cops take the pig in the cruiser and returned it to its owner. I think it lived at a farm, but the pig's name was Zoe.
Okay.
So.
Hopefully it was just like oh man, there's no pig farm that they just hang out. He's going to be bacon.
And then the low-hanging fruit at the end of the article said that the irony is that it's not the first time there was a pig in a police car. That's low. That's some low-hanging fruit.
That's a real low blow. That's almost in poor taste these days. I mean, the pig thing has grown its use.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, would a police officer really get offended by you calling them a pig? It's like... That's not even really like a funny, like clever joke. No, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just distasteful in this day. I feel like anymore. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Some crazy stories there. Some crazy stuff.
It was a good round of news, I've got to say. A good round of news for a good co-host. And we're gonna finish it off. We got a really good, funny video that we're gonna put up, and this comes to us courtesy of Tim. Tim introduced me to this when he showed up. He said, have you ever heard of Jamie Costa? And, I hadn't heard of this guy at all. So we had to pull him up on YouTube. And the guy is fucking hilarious. This guy does the best Robin Williams impression I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were pulling him up, it even said, is he related to Robin Williams? And, like, now I see why. Like, I even said that before. It's like...
Yeah.
He fucking literally looks like him, everything from like his nose, and then the voice is what's really like hauntingly similar. Yeah,
I mean, so it's crazy that I guess what happened is he was a fan of Robin Williams. In general, he was a fan for a while, and then after his passing, he he's an impressionist, so he felt like his way of paying tribute to him would be to, basically do his best impression of him, which turns out it's really spot on. He's got that look. And really the thing that strikes me is if you close your eyes when you're listening to it, you're kind of not, you're taking him out of the equation. I mean, it literally sounds like him. He has the exact same vocal quality.
Like, it's not even like the cadence only. It's like the timing. Like, it'll bring you to like the moments of Robin Williams that all of us know, like from Mrs. Doubtfire to like, like some random skit that he's been in, or like, just everything. Yeah. What was the one where he was an alien?
Are you talking about Flubber?
No. Way back, Zork or something. I can't remember. He was an alien. It was like it came on right after Taxi, like at Nick at Night.
Damn, I don't know.
Fuck, man, this is gonna Mindy and Mork.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh man, hopefully a listener out there is gonna like chime in, hit us up on the Slacker group. Fuck, I'm really pissed that I'm drawing a blank. I feel like a disrespectful asshole to Robin Williams, but it was something that I watched a lot, and he even did crossovers, like possibly in Taxi as this like alien character. But it was one of the oldest Robin Williams things, dude. He was just so amazing. But this video really pays tribute, and it's like one of those things where it's so scary. Yeah. He does a piece of Mork. That's why whatever it is, like Mork. We'll call him Mork. Yeah. But somebody correct me later. But yeah, he just does so many of the great characters. Yeah, and I guess that Jamie Costa as well. He does a ton of other cool impressions too. Like he does like a really good Han Solo. He actually was in a Han Solo fan film recently where they did like a little quick thing that before the most recent one came out. He does a really good Indiana Jones. No shit. Yeah, he's really good at Harrison Ford. I like that. I'm gonna have to dive deeper into this. And this is Jamie Costa. Definitely we're checking out his YouTube channel right now, and he's got plenty of views, and it seems like he's got plenty of content up there for you guys to check out. Yep. Yeah, so check that shit out. It definitely gave me I was cracking up. And reminiscent at the same time. Now we're gonna get into we got some music coming up, but before we do that, we got a word from the False Starts podcast.
This is False Starts, the show about those presumptuous pictures that studios were sure would spawn a franchise, but didn't.
Back on Eternia, Skeletor sort of locates the key on Earth with Google Maps, and then asks where his mercenaries are. He's had to walk past those mercenaries to get into the room. Yeah, guys, Skeletor is rude. Go on. Okay, go on.
Film does not know what mercenaries are. Evelyn assembles them, but then introduces them to Skeletor as his finest warriors. Are they his warriors, or are they freelancers?
Okay, name them.
Beastman.
Come on. There's at least one. There's one that's an easy one.
I know.
Because some mother are always trying to ice skate uphill.
The Blade.
Thank you. That's two.
The fact that we were able to name two characters in this film.
You were able to name two.
Instantly makes it better than Planet of the Apes.
If you like that, you can hear more on iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitter, and Facebook at Full Starts Pod.
All right. And now it's time to jam out a little bit, I think. We got some music we're going to talk about.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm pumped to show you guys my stuff.
Hell yeah, man. I'm looking forward to hearing some of these tracks from who you've suggested.
So the band I'm suggesting, it's a band that I've actually been listening to for a really long time, probably 15 years or something like that. And it's also a band that only has 3 albums.
3 albums. Okay.
3 albums. That's it.
Okay. And they're done. They're not.
No, they actually. So the band's American Football. So basically, in 1997, they got together, and they started making music in Illinois. So it's basically they're the grandfathers of Midwest emo music. So pretty much, it's crazy. A lot of people don't know about them, but if you're a fan of any type of emo music, they're drawing influence from American football, whether you know it or not. So another one of their subgenres that they encapsulate is math rock. I'm a huge fan of math rock, so it's that kind of tapping thing. Have you ever heard of Minus the Bear?
Of course.
Yeah. So that's that's that kind of split time signatures. Yeah. Really really hefty. Technical guitar tapping and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And so the first song that I picked is off their first full-length album, which was just self-titled. It's called American Football. And the song's called Never Meant. And it came out in 1998. And it was just one of those tracks where it's like, it's timeless. You can listen to it all the time. I listened to it. I probably listened to it weekly for 15 years. It's that good. So this is Never Meant by American Football.
So good.
Yeah, man.
I love the melody from the guitar.
They just have such a good mix in their music. You know what I mean? Like just like really nice, cool high tones and the tapping, and then they got those cool bass lines and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have the chords that they're playing too. They just had it down, man. So then, so basically, they came out with that album in 1998, right? After that album, in 2000, 2 years later, they stopped being a band. They went on a hiatus. And it wasn't, and so it was one of those things where it's like, damn, you know, I can listen to every single song on that album over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sucks knowing that there's something that, you know, is so visceral to you that you're never going to be able to hear again.
Yeah.
Until 2014, they announced that they were making music again, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be crazy!"
Finally, yeah.
But you know, we waited for 14 years to hear this music again, and then, you know, everybody's kind of freaking out about it. And then in 2016, they released American Football 2, which is just their second album, and it's got a really different vibe to the first one. They stick to their core, but, you know, because 16 years have passed, you know, the lead singer's voice is a little bit different. They kind of choose like a different type of feel, but it still is American Football. It still feels the same.
Yeah.
So this next song is My Instincts Are the Enemy from 2016.
It's like a more rock version of Minus the Bear almost.
Yeah, so Minus the Bear took a lot of influence from these guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like this album, it's after a lot of the Minus the Bear. 2016, most of the good Minus the Bear albums have already come out at this point. So I feel like it's almost like art, you know, imitating itself. You know what I mean? So it's like they're kind of coming back and you know, Minus the Bear gave a call, and American Football is like, you know, we can make music like that too. We're the people that, you know, started it. So, you know, we're gonna make an album like this, which is really sick. You know, one thing that changed up until this new point in their music was, obviously the production quality is like way better in this new album, and it really shows with songs like this one where just so many layers to the music.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, man. I don't know if the name sounded familiar when you had said you were going to cover them, but I don't know if I've listened to them. Yeah, but I love it right away.
Yeah, their music is like nostalgic sounding, so it's like even if you've never heard it before, you feel like you've been listening to it,
right? Yeah.
You feel like you know this song even though you've never heard it.
Yeah, there's a pattern in it that's just friendly to the mind, I feel like.
Wait till you hear the bridge in this one. They like a lot of math rock songs, they change the time signature a little bit, and they start picking up a different pace. So a lot of these songs have like an A B C structure. So they kind of come up with like a totally different time signature to jump right into it. So the songs almost have movements, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick, man.
Yeah, I'm really digging this song, man. Like, I feel like this is music that I can listen to in a lot of, like, different times. Like, some music you can't listen to, like, if you're trying to get shit done, it'll take you away. And I feel like I could definitely listen to this while I'm trying to, like, write. Or,
it's, like, inspirational sounding.
Yeah.
This is that part where they kind of break it down into, like, a different feel.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, it's definitely different than before.
I love this music. They have like 20 layers, so they break it down. So they come in this part with the guitar, then they add the bass, then they add the drums.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I feel like definitely the drumming is like, if you had like given me every other piece of this like track.
Yeah.
The drumming is not something I would have ever thought of like fitting in there. That's cool. Yeah.
Anyways, that's American football, so yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely check out American football on Spotify. I think they have all their albums up on there, and they actually have like a small 3-song EP too, which is really cool. So, what do you got? You got more sports music?
Oh, we got all the sports names going on today, man. It's so weird and coincidental, like.
Yeah.
But my band is called Modern Baseball, and this is a band I found on Spotify. They randomly came across one day. Like I don't even know what I was listening to. It could have been an emo, could have been a punk, like a punk rock. They've got a lot of labels that you can put on this band. But, I really enjoyed this one song that just came up from them so much. And it just caught me. And, I've got to say the singer's voice is very unique compared to a lot, like, what you hear.
Yeah.
Like, the melody of his voice mismatching with the melody of the song. Almost, like, he sings, like... How would you describe that voice? It's like dull, but...
And it's angsty almost, It's got that kind of, like...
That's perfect. Like, and like I always say, I'm a fool for emo. Like, I love emo, man. I love it. I don't give a fuck. Like,
we don't need to be closet emo people.
No, I hate when people are closet emo. Like, I love emo. Like, I've got to say, it was like my music scene when I was a kid.
Definitely, dude.
And so like the first song, Your Graduation. It's gonna be the number one that you would find on Spotify for them. It's like the most played song. But it popped up on a playlist, and I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
I love this song, man. The storytelling element of it, which is my number one thing, like, first off, when it comes to lyric, like, that comes over sound of voice or anything like that, They came to, like, Glens Falls, like, last year. Yeah, dude.
With like brand, it was brand new, I think.
Yeah, what's funny is I almost covered these guys about a year ago.
Yeah,
like maybe even more.
Yeah,
and so like that was like the same timing. I don't know why I didn't cover them. I think it was to theme it a little more better with Jesse's pick or something. Like we try to keep them like a little even.
Sure, yeah.
Like how this worked out perfect.
Yeah,
but these guys are great, man, and So let me just play out the first song I chose, Your Graduation.
You know what's great about modern baseball is they have this like charm.
Dude.
Like it almost feels like you're just in a basement listening to a basement show when you hear their music.
Yeah, when my next song that I'm going to choose from them is the basement song. Like it is that one. And you know what I like is the singer gives, like when you watch the videos and whatnot, he gives you the underdog vibe. I feel like, you know, like,
underdog's a good term for them.
Yeah, and I appreciate everything about this.
Yeah.
You know, just yeah, I mean, we can all relate to heartache, and that's basically what this song is conquering at the same time. You know?
Yeah,
it's
dude.
fucking so melodic. Pieces of like Taking Back, a little bit of Sum 41, a little bit of this and that. You know, feel like
a little bit of Blink 182. You know,
of course you gotta
whatever. You know,
gotta play homage to like the original punks, like for pop anyway, not like punk.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy about modern baseball is their library is so extensive. They've made so many albums. It's kind of crazy. So it's it's like totally on the opposite side of the spectrum from people, you know, like the American football side of things. There's only 3 albums that you can listen to for American football. I don't even know how many modern baseball has. I have like their entire discography on my phone, and sometimes it gets to the point where I'm just like, damn, they're coming up on shuffle like way too much. I need to delete some modern baseball because I have way too much of it, dude.
They definitely have a lot of songs out there.
Yeah.
And, man, wide variety, I'm going to say. And I really enjoyed them, man. Like, not every band that I'll hear a song and I'll be like, okay, well, let me click on them, check out their discography and see what's going on there, you know, their top songs. Or maybe if that intrigues me enough to dive in and go to those deep cuts, you know, like the ones that are, like, not going to be the hits. And I really enjoy that, man. And like you said, you know, like with Spotify, it's easy for me. Like, I put on, you know, modern baseball and shuffle,
dude, and
it's so
it's
quick,
just like,
one click, boom.
There's
and
something about, you know, that emo music and that pop punk and stuff like that where it's like it is nostalgic feeling. Like when you hear that music, there's a reason why people love it. It's because it brings you back to that angsty time in your own life. And so maybe, you know, like a lot of these bands, they kind of make songs about like, you know, like high school and, you know, like relationship problems that probably people in their late 20s don't have. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so it's like we're not there.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's making it nostalgic for us because I was that kid at one point, you know?
Exactly, yeah. It brings us all back to that shitty time, that shitty first real relationship, you know, like shit like that, dude. It's like, man, you can't help but love it. Like you're saying, you know?
We're masochists at heart, you know what I mean? Like, humans are masochists at heart. They want, you know?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Which is why we love emo music.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I fucking, like I said, I'm a big fool for anything emo.
So what was that other track you had?
So the other one I'm going to choose is called The Weekend. And, you know, like I was telling you before, this is like the ultimate like party song. And the video relates with that too. It's like filmed in a basement party. And, you know, just the slow melody and the angsty voice. We'll use Tim's reference there.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, you know, you feel like you're brought back into that time period of just like the nervousness of like trying to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You know? Like, man. Check it out. The Weekend. Modern baseball.
I love that like false start where it's like you're like, is this song really this shittily recorded,
dude?
And then it just jumps into this nice,
so smooth, man, so smooth, and like the rail camera, like of him just like drifting through the party in the video is so cool with this part. It plays perfect. It's like what I imagined it to be, you know, just like. Fucking couple drinks too many, you know?
Yeah,
just like making the move. You need those couple of drinks to fucking finally make those steps, man. It was hard for me to choose another song by them, but like, this one always sticks through. And I feel like these guys are so underrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like if you know them, you're a fan.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, modern baseball is one of those bands where it's literally like if you know them, you're a fan because, you know, it's not really the type of music that you'd listen to if you didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And, you know, I feel like their following is like a hardcore following too. Like, I feel like it's just full of like a bunch of people that like, they're like, they know the like energy that like is harnessed from this band. Like, it's just like, I want more people to know about them. Like, you know, that was off of Sports. That was one of their earlier albums, that song right there.
I wonder if that's a call out to Huey Lewis and the News' album Sports.
I wonder, dude.
It's got to be something.
You know, like, I don't know, or maybe, like, who knows, like, what kind of story comes from, like, teen life, like, with that, you know, the sports theme going on all together in there. And the first song I chose was off of You're Gonna Miss It All, which was, like, 2014. This band, it all started from a bunch of high school buddies that ended up going to Philadelphia College, Drexel University. And, they started out this band. It consists of Brendan Lukens, Jake Ewald, Sean Huber, Ian Farmer, and they're still going they broke up in 2017.
Yeah, they did. It was
indefinite hiatus.
Yeah, indefinite hiatus. That's. But you know,
who knows
with emo music, you never know. You never know. You can come back. You
never know. So they got 2011 till 2017 as active years, but I would expect them to come back, especially. I feel like this music is like, they put their dent into history.
Definitely.
People could pick up on this, and this could even blow up years after. It happens commonly with musicians, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody loves emo music, man.
I love emo music, man. I'm glad we can both admit it here.
So
if Jesse was here, he would admit it too.
Oh yeah, he's definitely huge.
Yeah. Me and him have the same musical taste. We were in an emo band together.
So yeah,
Fate Deals Jokers, baby. Fate Deals Jokers. He
played that for me one time.
Cigarettes and Worse Regrets. For real emo.
I have this weird kind of out there theory about emo music that emo music and country music are exactly the same.
They are, dude. So like. Emo music wouldn't be without like those true old country heartbreak songs, right?
Exactly.
Am I right?
This is my point. Yeah,
it was all the people that like closet loved those country songs and were like, you know what? We can transition this. We can make this into like fucking I don't know, input some random Guns N' Roses. Even like I feel like Guns N' Roses like go back to that old rock. That's the intro to emo.
Definitely.
The hair bands and stuff, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a huge, there's you can draw the line. You can connect
Aerosmith,
the dots and stuff like that.
Sweet Emotion. Like
it's just
all that.
with country music in particular, you're talking about emotional subjects. It's like heartbreak and what you did to like get over that heartbreak. The drinking and I'm gonna drink myself some beers. It's like the same thing. I'm gonna have myself some tears. But it's like I feel like if you take an emo song and you sing it like country, and you replace like the background guitar with like a slide guitar, you got yourself some
What
country.
is that Garth Brooks song? Thunder Rolls. Like that's some old school fucking emo shit right there. Am I right?
That's an emo song.
That's some serious emo right there. The setting has been set in a dark, stormy night.
Yeah.
And the wife has figured out the husband's a fucking scumlord. And then fucking he comes home. Dude.
Take any emo song like Blink-182, I took her out. It was a Friday night. I walked alone.
This has been done before. This had to.
Feeling right. They did a there's a bluegrass Blink-182 tribute.
Oh man.
It's Pickin' On, the Pickin' On series. Have you ever heard that?
No.
So there's a whole series of music. It's called the Picking On series. And what they do is they cover like artists or bands or genres. So one of the ones they did was a tribute to Blink-182. So they literally have a dude singing like bluegrass and like banjo. It's like all banjo versions of Blink-182. It's really good. It's really good.
I'm gonna check this out.
It sounds ridiculous, but it's actually amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Something else that's amazing. I got a couple apps that I want to talk about here.
Oop.
Oh yeah.
Promo swap.
Oh okay.
You got to throw that.
Yeah. Before
we get to that.
So before we get to some apps, we got some cool apps and some movies to talk about. Got a little ad from In Poor Taste.
All right. Now you can go into it.
All right, yeah. So I got a couple cool apps to talk about. So one of them is practical, and one of them is not very practical, but still really cool.
But still really cool. I appreciate both of them. The first one you just stumbled across telling me about before, and I was like, we have to talk about this shit.
So I have a lot of, being a photographer and stuff, I have my phone on me all the time. So I have a lot of photography apps.
Yeah.
And one of the weirdest ones that I've come across is called Gudak. And so it's basically a Kodak disposable camera. And
he's not kidding. He pulled up the app right now in front of me, and it literally looks like the back of like one of those $10 specials you get on vacation back in like '98. And I mean, do they still sell these?
I don't think so, because there's no 1 hour development places. They all got rid of them and stuff.
Yeah.
So you open up the app, and it immediately bumps you to the back. Your phone becomes the back of a Kodak camera. So you're not using your full screen. You actually only have the little tiny eye viewfinder that you'd have from before. And you have a little button, and you take a picture, and it snaps the pic, and then your exposure meter goes down. So you only have a set, it was like a set 30 exposures that you could have.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this, and it's not practical. And you could just whip out your regular photo app and just take pictures of anything. But this brings you back to that nostalgic time of literally the only way you could take a picture because you didn't own a good camera is you just go to the CVS and you just get a disposable camera.
Yeah.
And so when you're done taking all the exposures, you actually have to wait for the film to be developed like you would in real life. And so it's it's almost more rewarding. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's not for every situation, but I could see I'm going to go apple picking or do something stupid, and just take pictures.
I remember this one moment I had one of those cameras and I had it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Done a bunch of shit with it. Random photos here and there. And I had on the way back from Lake George there was a car show. And there was a car we were driving next to, and I went to take a photo of the car out of the window. I was like, this is going to be a cool shot.
Yeah.
And the fucking camera got sucked out, and it was one of the last shots, dude. So it was this will be one of the cool last shots. And it was it got sucked out and smashed under car wheels. I love disposable cameras.
You know what's crazy? Rite Aid actually toyed around at the end of the digital, of the analog camera phase.
Yeah.
They actually toyed around with disposable video cameras. And so it was insane. So it was a flip cam before a flip cam. They were $30. So one of my good friends, his mom worked at the pharmacy at Rite Aid, and so she would get a discount because nobody in the right mind would pay $30 in the year 2000 for something like that.
Yeah.
So literally it had maybe 20 minutes of video or something like that. Not that much.
Film reel?
No, it was a digital video camera, disposable. So what you would do is you would buy
highly wasteful.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Dude.
So you'd open it up, you'd film, and so me and my buddy filmed a skateboarding video, and then what you do is you bring it in. They take it at the film developing place at Rite Aid, and they break the fucking thing open, take out the memory, plug that into their computer, and burn it onto a DVD for you, and throw the thing out. It had an LCD screen and everything.
Yo, so they're just burning. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't fucking iPad quality or something, but it's still they're throwing out a fucking perfectly good screen and battery,
it was potato
hardware.
Quality. It was the equivalent of a cell phone camera from the year 2006 or something like that. It's just insane that. But
oh man, that's crazy. I never even heard of disposable video.
Yeah,
that's such a crazy concept to me. I said, imaginally just went right to reel. Maybe there's some kind of photo reel that we process, but damn.
With today's technology, I guarantee if you found one of those on eBay, there's got to be a way to make it not disposable. But I think the thing was that it ran off of a non-rechargeable AA battery. So it's like
you'd have to hack that in and,
Yeah.
and then put in the cell with a new port,
Somebody should do
hardwired,
it.
split off of it to like charge and like you'd have to add another port to access the memory on the external part too. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody has done it. I wouldn't doubt it. There's a lot of tech gurus out there that do the coolest shit
Definitely.
like that, man.
The next app kind of ties in a little bit with the TV and movie suggestions. So this app is really, really helpful. We live in a digital world where we're constantly, I'm a cord cutter. I don't have a cable subscription. I would never in my right mind pay like $120
Fuck no. Me
for
neither.
all that content, but I would pay $120 for all the different channels that I have, Netflix, Hulu.
And they don't add up to that.
HBO Go.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Even if you want to go crazy, like we canceled Netflix for 2 weeks.
You're like, what am I doing?
She was just like, yeah, I want it back. And I was like, okay, we can get it back. I don't care. Like, we have Hulu. Like, we have all kinds of shit. But yeah, like, it's great with the streaming. But what this app conquers is an awesome fucking feat.
So the app is called Just Watch. It's a free app. But what basically it does is it's a search engine for all the current streaming services. So, you have, Netflix, Hulu, HBO, a couple of the other TV station ones, Amazon, which a lot of people discount Amazon Prime Video.
I fucking have it. I pay for that. Well,
it's part of your subscription.
Free shipping.
Yeah.
I don't care about the video, but you know what I've
Yeah.
been watching lately? I watched the whole fucking series of The Sopranos. I'm still on it. I'm watching The Sopranos through.
Yeah, it's
have you ever
crazy.
watched that?
Yeah, I have.
I'm going to say I'm addicted to it.
Yeah,
and I've
it's
never
really
given
good.
it a chance. Oh my God, I feel so far behind.
So,
But,
a lot of
yeah.
people don't even know that if you have a Prime subscription, you have Amazon Video, and it's
So
really
many-
good.
so many
but
good
also
things.
it searches, like all the free services, so like Crackle.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know if you have a Roku stick or a Roku TV that there's a Roku channel that has new movies and older movies and classic movies, and it's all free.
Free streaming?
Yeah, it's all free streaming.
Oh,
It's one of the
okay.
ones where it has like little ad breaks and stuff like that, but they're manageable. It's not that bad.
Yeah. For free, especially.
yeah.
I mean, what do you want?
So, you're looking for a movie. You have 4 different streaming services. You don't want to take the time to go in and search every single one of them.
Pain
so
in the ass.
go to Just Watch, pop open the app, you search it, and it'll tell you, oh, it's on these 2, or oh, it's only on Netflix or something like that. Or if it's not on any streaming services, it tells you, here's all the different places you can rent it. And here's how much it is, which is amazing too.
That's so good, man. I've been there so many times, like you were saying before, you don't want to have to search through all
Yeah.
of them, but you know what? Like, I use an Xbox as my media device, honestly, and dude, I got so many fucking programs on there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I'm going to find it on the ones that I pay for monthly, or if I'm going to have to rent it for, $2.99, $4.99 a month. I got to go through, and it takes me 20 minutes to find a film.
Yeah, and I'm at that point where I used to pirate things all the time, and it just kind of got to the point where it's like, I don't know, I guess for all the trouble it's worth, I'll pay $1.99 to rent a movie that I want to see. Why
Yeah.
not? I'd go pay $1.99 for a pack of gum.
You know what?
So why not pay $1.99 for a movie? I don't
I'm
know.
going to come out here balls deep right now. I
Yeah.
have a pirating device right here. Like, I have one, right? But we pay for Netflix. We pay for Hulu. We pay for Amazon Prime. I have Movie Pass. I pay for all these things because, it's good. Like, it's going to go back. It's going to pay for the fucking great shit that we're getting, too.
At the same time, sometimes it just, if you have the money, it's just not worth the hassle anymore.
Oh
You know
my
what I mean?
God,
It's just
yeah.
like, okay, it already has my credit card information in Amazon. Yeah, I want to rent, some crazy movie for $2.99 from the 90s. Yeah,
Dude,
sure,
it's
why not?
So quick and easy.
It's just like, boom, you paid and now it's on.
No matter what device you're using, I've been with XBMC, Kodi.
Yeah.
I got Terrarium. There's gonna be issues with all of them, and they're not as easy as like a Netflix or a Hulu, where it's like you pull up the movie, boom, boom, play, HD, fucking perfect quality, right?
Yeah.
You don't get that with the pirating ones. You get granulated. It takes a while. Bullshit.
So so basically, for TV right now, and actually probably when I'm done chilling here, I'm just gonna go back and watch the newest episode of Westworld. This season is
Yeah.
amazing. If you didn't catch the first season, definitely go back and watch the first season.
We talked about it last show.
Yeah.
Last time you were here. Yeah.
One of those just the most amazing ideas.
Such a good concept.
Yeah, and it's a reboot. It was a 70s movie. they kind of just took that concept and turned it into something that only HBO could make. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And everybody that's not familiar, it is literally, as Tim dubbed it last time, it's a Jurassic Park of the Western world where you could pay to just do anything you want with people that are inhabiting this fucking world. Like, you can do whatever you want, like murder, rape, anything. Like, it's crazy. And
yeah, or have fun too, you know, or go on
or just
adventures.
Be natural. Yeah,
you don't
if
have
you're a good
rape.
person.
You don't have to rape.
That's what we see though. Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, like it's just like it's craziness.
The darker side of people gets brought out when there's no rules.
And they're paying so much money. Like it's what was it, like $40,000?
Yeah,
it's something like
it's something absurd. Like
and like, but the underlying effect is that the robots that are these people realize what's going on.
Yeah, and it's no spoiler, you know, because you start to see it in really the first episode. But they're starting to realize, you know, I'm not in this world. I'm a robot, and who are these people? And they start to kind of rebel in their own way. And so season 2 really ties everything in. Really answers more questions than you would think. You know, a lot of times when you're on some of these kind of mystery TV shows, they don't answer questions, and you're just like, you know, screw you, you're never going to tell me. Yeah. So I was actually surprised with this newest season. They're answering a lot of questions. So if you haven't caught up on that, definitely do. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I have to check it out and finish it out. I really feel like I finished the first season. Not sure. But, man, it was such a good concept. Like, right away, it grabbed me. And so original. Like, you know, just the idea of, like, fucking mixing AI with pleasure, like that, and it's like it
really plays with so many cool concepts. Like, really, like, one is like, you know, what's the darkest side of humanity that would get brought out if there's no rules? So, like, if the government in our own government here would just like, there is no rules, do whatever you want, and you can't get in trouble for it, and you can't die.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
You know, the chaos that would ensue. And so that's kind of what it's touching into, is like, what would people do if there was no rules?
Yeah. And we all know what people are capable of.
Yeah.
You know?
The second one on here on this list is just a really fantastic one. I'm a huge fan of David Fincher. He's just in my opinion, just the master of the digital landscape for film. Just a complete I mean, it's crazy when you're watching a David Fincher TV or movie, you don't realize how much of the movie is not there. He's digitally crafting landscapes from nothing. From
simple set, right?
From it'll just a green screen, and then he just makes an entire set from nothing. So it's crazy.
Now, is it a team of guys like doing that?
Yeah, it's not him,
right? Like,
but he's the mastermind behind it.
I was gonna say, like, he's just orchestrating this huge development of like great processing.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than horrible like back screening. Like, we've all seen it in shitty movies where it's like, fuck, why am I watching this? You know?
So I mean, his stuff looks really good, and even his older stuff from the mid 2000s, it's aged okay. It's aged okay. So this one's called Mindhunter. It's on Netflix.
Yes.
It's a Netflix produced or Netflix backed. It's so weird now. You don't even know. It's not. They don't have a studio. It's not like they're paying for.
They're paying, rights. And I feel like they do have like pull to where they're like orchestrating ideas to get filmed too. Yeah. But who knows? Like, either way. Yeah, I caught this on Netflix right away, man, and I've got to say this is one of the best things I've seen in fucking years.
Yeah,
like
so good.
Like, I was telling you right away, one of the best things I liked about it was the partner play between the two detectives.
Yes,
so good.
Especially in like the scene with like the co-ed killer, right, where they're Ed Temper, I think that's the guy's name.
Yep, so and they're talking to him.
Yeah, and it's just the way that they played off of the emotion in the room and the fear of this giant man being there. And the crazy thing is, this is all based on a real situation. So basically, the backstory is that the FBI did not have a classification for serial killers when they would just call them multiple murders or something like that. Yeah. So basically, they were not looking into the psychological reasons why people were killing. They were looking into statistics and saying, okay, well, it's just another copycat or just another this or that. They didn't have a classification, so they were basically looking for something they didn't know existed.
Yeah, they had no idea about repeat killings, like that somebody could actually have like a dysfunctional mentality to where they have to repeat and repeat to achieve like the satisfaction. And that's where the profiling of serial killers begins in the United States right here.
Yeah.
Like,
and the great thing about Mindhunter, from the first second of the show to the last second of the last episode in the first season, you're on the edge of your seat.
So, yes.
The whole time, literally. The show starts out in a situation where he just throws you into a crazy hostage situation, and it ends on a crazy note where you just want, and it got renewed for season 2, so that's it's coming out.
Yes, and it's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most. And I always say Netflix is killing it, but this is like one of the top fucking, this is like Narco style. Like, this is top shit,
top tier,
dude. So good. And dude, back to the Ed Kemper thing. Like, there's this one moment in the fucking series where he gets like too close to Ed, out of chains or whatever, and Ed grabs him. Like, it's just like fucking I love the bringing it to the reality of like these serial killers. Like, big fan of like Last Podcast on the Left, any like crime doc, serial killer shit. Like, so it's cool to see like the interaction with somebody that's like a mythological like person to me.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's just a really great. I'm a big fan of detective, shows and movies and stuff. So, I mean, I guess going on to the movies, another great detective, also David Fincher production is Zodiac.
Dude.
It was just so cool. He did such a good job on it, and just another one of those things where it's a really good role for Jake Gyllenhaal. He's not really the best technical actor, but when he can really grasp the role that he's playing, I feel like this was a great one where they just kind of threw him in, and Robert Downey Jr. is in it too. Just another classic, like Robert Downey Jr. It's just him being him.
Yeah, and not a role that in modern day you would expect him to be either, though.
Yeah,
too. It's like not the one today, and it's such a good film, man.
Yeah,
it's a long story that goes out, and I love Gyllenhaal and Downey Jr. in it, like, so much.
So, what's great about Zodiac is that, it's one of those things where is it a conspiracy theory? I mean, I don't know if it can be considered a conspiracy theory because there's so much evidence out there and stuff like that, but they almost had him.
Dude.
They almost had that guy.
Do you think he was a cop? Do you think like it was somebody in law enforcement or government? Like,
I think they had the guy. I think they had the guy when they were interviewing him. And it was noted that he was wearing like the Zodiac watch and stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
And
they had a name for him, right? And he's like, I'm pretty sure they had a name for him.
They just couldn't get enough evidence.
I didn't know about that until the last podcast covered him, and I heard about that, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But it's like he's not a cop.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Another great detective movie that just watched recently, and I didn't even mean to do this, I swear to God, but Zodiac. So we go from Mindhunter, David Fincher, to Zodiac, David Fincher with Jake Gyllenhaal, to Prisoners, Jake Gyllenhaal, another Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
What is with this connection? This guy is crazy. We play a game usually. Have you ever seen the game we play?
The connection game? Yeah.
That's so funny. Like, this is like exactly like it. So I have no idea what Prisoners is about. What's up with this?
This is a wild movie. So I watched this the other night. I had heard about it. Some of my friends were like, "Have you seen that movie?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I haven't yet." And they were like, "Okay, yeah, definitely check it out." So, I rented it. It was mind blowing. It came out in 2013. I think it slipped under the radar of a lot of people. Super, super, super dark. So basically, and this is all just stuff from the trailer. So no spoilers because it's one of those like really, really, suspenseful like moment thing where it's like they're revealing things throughout the movie. So, basically, a father or two families are having like a Thanksgiving celebration, and the two young girls, I think they were like 5 years old, go outside and get abducted. And so the fathers are making an effort to try to find out who abducted their children. And so what ends up happening is they find this mentally ill person who they think abducted him. And so they take him in. Instead of doing the normal like questioning and stuff, the police do that, but don't really have any evidence on him. But the fathers believe that it's this man, so they take him in and they kind of build this makeshift torture facility, and they start torturing this guy to try to get the information out of him. That's just the first like half hour of the movie, and I can't really say anything else because it just goes on and the story unfolds, and it's one of those detective crime dramas. So Jake Gyllenhaal plays the detective. And, it's just a really great role for him. And, oh, my God, the ending of that movie, I just got chills the other night. And it was like, it's a very long movie. I think it's like 2.5 hours long, and I'm just sitting back, and it's like 1 a.m. I was like, I got work in like of not that long.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't even care. I don't care.
Yep.
I need to know. I need to know how this ends. I do not care what I have to do tomorrow. I need to know how this movie ends.
Man, yeah, and that's when a movie's that good and it grabs you like that, man.
Yeah,
gotta.
So check out Prisoners. I mean, I don't think it's streaming anywhere right now, but it's definitely one of those ones that's worth whatever rent, or whatever rental fee that you'd have for it.
I'm gonna have to rent this sucker on Amazon or something. This I like Gyllenhaal, man. I do. I gotta say, he's really good. He's adaptive in pretty much any scenario. Well, not in any scenario. I won't say any scenario for Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I mean, like he was good in what was that? Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler to Jarhead to Darko to name the fucking movie.
Those dark roles. That's good.
He's pretty good in dark. Yeah.
His sister, on the other hand, we could throw her to the birds. Dogface Gyllenhaal. I don't know about Maggie, man.
I can't name. I honestly.
Yeah, name more than one.
I can't name one. Am I a dickhead? I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so Dark Knight, right? She played.
Oh,
yeah,
good call.
Yeah.
Mandy Moore was better.
Try to name another one.
Mandy Moore was better. She replaced Mandy Moore, right? Or was it Mandy Moore replaced her?
The other way around, yeah.
Mandy Moore was better.
They're like, we can't.
Mandy Moore was better.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, no, sorry, Mandy.
That's like the first time that sentence has ever been said on Earth.
Probably, right?
Nobody's ever. What?
That's pretty good. That's a good feeling to. I know that has been.
You just
said
said
the first time out of my
Yeah.
lips. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's a good way to end the show. We're gonna wrap it up on that, Tim. And thank you so much for coming on, man.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. It's so fun coming on here.
It's been a blast, bro, and it's been a great time, man.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that tuned in.
Hell yeah, man.
On the live stream, too.
Yeah, thank you to the live stream. As always, check out the live show. We usually do a pre-show. We try to give you a little hint of when that's going on. We're not too good about it, but usually it's on Saturday. So check it out. This time it was Sunday. Special Timmy Takeover. And
I was saying to my buddy today, he's like, what are you doing tonight? I was like, I'm going to fill in on this podcast. It's called American Slacker Podcast. And he's like, oh, what is that about? Started explaining it to him, and I was like, you know what's amazing, dude? These guys have been putting in the work for like so long. It's like so long, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, and he was amazed to hear like that, you guys have been doing this for like independently for so long. And I'm in here in your room studio right now.
Yeah.
And it's like so
nobody
awesome.
knows this. It's connected to like this is my bedroom. Like I've connected it all together. I keep all the magic in one room.
Like in seeing the way that like
joke.
Seeing the way that you have everything set up and stuff, it's just like the creativity juice is flowing in here. You know what I mean? Man. So it's like just so cool to be here.
Like every artist that I've ever like inspired from has always said, like you got to keep it around you. You got to have stuff to look at that inspires you.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to keep. Like.
And I know Jesse's the same way. It's so funny, like looking at this, because like this literally is exactly how Jesse would do it up if he had all your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jesse and me are very, very similar, and that's how this works. Like we're like brothers. Like so that it's a very similar taste, and but at the same time, we got our contrasts.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So where can people find you guys right now?
Oh, look at this! This guy's throwing me the plugs. Well. Tim, if people wanted to check out American Slacker Podcast, all they have to do is go to Facebook, Instagram, search American Slacker Podcast. Now, if you're on Twitter or Reddit, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be Amer Slacker Podcast. That's like AMERSLKR Podcast. And, check us out there. We have YouTube going on. Check that out. If you want to send us an email, americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. And also, please check out the Patreon. It would mean a lot to us if you decide to support the show. We have a bunch of great people supporting the show right now. Let me give a quick shout out. David Gunn, you're a good dude, man. Thank you so much. And of course, the Mad King, Seth Anders, always helping out. And we got something in the works with him coming out soon, hopefully. And we can't help but think the guys at Crime Roulette. Kyle, Noel, and Bradford. That's a great crime show. The guys are fucking funny. And check out their group on Facebook as well, the fan page. They're fucking there's always something going on with these guys. It's killing me. Bradford's always got something going on, and usually the other guys will make fun of him. It seems like a bullying scenario, but it's fun. It's fun. And, of course, Aaron W. of the S&IM podcast, we did another show with him. He was on our show recently. Check that episode out if you haven't seen it yet. And otherwise, if you feel like wearing some Slacker merch, check out the shop. We got a site at americanslackerpodcast.bigcartel.com. You'll find the Slacker shirt.
Hell yeah, dude. It's
the
sick.
Morning Slacker mug, whatever you want. We got it all. And, yeah. That's it for now. I'm not even gonna do the personals for now. But how can the people check out Tim?
Yeah. So I do have a YouTube channel. Just search my name.
Okay.
Tim Szablewski.
What do they find in there? You got some?
Yeah, I really don't update
you do
it that
drone
much.
Or
yeah, I do. Yeah, I got some of that. I just been I've been working so much recently that it's like I haven't done a lot of that kind of stuff. But I'm doing a lot of photography still. I got a Facebook for that too. It's Tim Szablewski Photo Video. And on Instagram at your boy Smalley Biggs.
Oh yeah, definitely check that out. He's got a lot of cool shit going on. I'm always looking at his photos and I'm like, damn, that looks good.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. Real quick before we go.
Yeah, sure.
The Valentine's Day song.
Yeah.
How did this come about? I don't think we talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
And
you guys
every
always
year,
rep it too.
Every year I look forward to it, and we try to throw it out every time on the show. That like when it's Valentine's Day, check out your page.
So that's definitely the brainchild of me and my buddy Corey. So right before, I think it was on Valentine's Day in like 2009. I had a little music room set up at my house, and he we went back to the house, and he was like, what would be funny, dude, is if you made like a song about Valentine's Day to like post. Yeah. And I was like, I guess that'd be kind of funny. So we sat down for like 2 seconds and like thought about some funny lyrics, and I just hopped on the piano and started riffing. Just
nice.
kinda, just doing the song.
Yeah.
And then at the next year he was like, dude, you got to do it again, but like just do it like a little bit different this time. And then so after that, it was just like every year. I just would try to one-up myself, you know what I mean? And so at the beginning, it was like a video. It was like a live video, so it would just be like me, and I'd kind of write the song. And I would have all these shout-outs and stuff like that, and shout-outs to all my friends. And then it got to the point where it was like, damn, I don't know if I can do this every year. Like, I was like full-time in school, and I was like full-time in work and stuff like that. So now it's more of like I try to produce it really well. So like a week beforehand, I like figure out what I'm going to do, like a different genre or something like that. And then I'll like get a album cover together, and then spend like one night. I only do one night. That's
one night on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll record everything in like under an hour usually, and then mix it all down, and then just save it, and then hopefully it's done like before 24 hours, because a lot of times I've been like pushing it, like, oh damn, like it's Valentine's Day, it's Wednesday, and it's 10 p.m. and I haven't done anything yet. All right, I guess I gotta get going.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
how many years now?
9 years. So 9 years. So
fuck.
So just like I don't know, the 10-year one I've got some plans for. I got some plans.
Okay,
I want to do something really big.
Man, we're like what, 8 months out still.
Yeah,
we're a little bit out.
But I think about it almost every single day, which is weird. It's like such a stupid little thing. I don't care.
It gets a good response.
Yeah.
People really appreciate the Tim Valentine's Day
People
song.
look forward to it, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Jesse does. And I've seen the response on social media.
But it's funny. Like it's nothing more than a joke, though, to me. You know what I mean? It's just a joke. It's just a stupid, long joke.
I know it started out as that, but the last song I heard, I was like, God damn, this is a real song. This is getting crazy.
Yeah, it is getting a little crazy. And so I kind of want to... I don't want to say I'm not going to do it.
Are you going to become a songwriter with this?
No,
is this a possibility?
I want to say I don't ever want to stop, because it would be funny if I just kept it going for the rest of my life, but I kind of almost feel like the way to do it would be to like hit the 10-year, go out with a bang, something huge.
Get like a guest, maybe?
You might be onto something. Yeah.
Like randomly, somehow he snagged Elton John, and there's like this ridiculous hook in the song, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Head explosion.
And then it's like at that point, I feel like I'd be okay with like not doing it the next year. It's like,
fuck it.
Or
going out on top.
Like, best case scenario, like it would turn into something kind of cool and like get a different like kind of cool musical guest. But that's nothing more than a pipe dream really at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like,
who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Little Tay can, use her mom's real estate money and buy a helicopter without that YouTube money. But, I'm sure Tim can get Elton John, Billy Joel, somebody cool.
I know them all personally.
He does.
Or at least my mom had their CDs in the car when I was a kid.
One or
so
the
that's
other.
like the same.
It's the same thing. One and the same.
Dude, thanks for having me on, man.
Dude, thank you so much, Tim. This has been a fucking blast. And if you want to do the honor, I don't know if you know how we normally end this shit, but until next time.
That's it.
There you go.